it has never been this bad. In a situation where we were voted by our people for a purpose, and the purpose is to represent their interests. The Nigerian people voted us to represent their interests. And in this electoral act, we started very well, but it got to clause 52, sub 2, which talks about electronically transmission of results. And we could not agree as to the mode of accepting whether to go for electronic transmission or not. In that process, the deputy minority leader moved for an amendment. In his amendment, he posited that he wanted that amendment should read that the next election should be by electronic transmission of results. And eventually, the chairman sitting refused to listen to the amendment. And that is the deputy speaker of the House, who is the chairman of the committee of the whole. The speaker tried to intervene, and when we could not reach an agreement, we had to adjourn, and a decision was taken by the House that we should invite INEC and NCC to talk about the ability to ensure that results are transmitted electronically all over the country. But to our greatest surprise, upon resumption this morning, we found out that INEC was asked to stay back. And we tried to inquire why. And they told us that because they do not want INEC to be seen to be biased. And that was why they deprived INEC from coming in. Now, the NCC itself also, they asked the chairman, the executive vice chairman, not to show up. And thereby, it resulted in asking somebody in the capacity of a director to show up. Even the director himself could not even substantiate issues. The man in charge of local transmission, while he was making his submission, could not be heard. And I stood up to ask him, you are under oath. Is it that you're always like this, or you talk like this, or you are under stage fright? But I was shouted down. And we went on. The speaker suggested that we should step down that clause 52. And we go other clauses, after which we will come back. Now, having done that, he was not trying to ask that they move a motion for us to go back to plenary and report progress. And that resulted in us, through me, standing up to ask the chairman, is it that we're not going to go back to that clause? Because to our opinion, that clause 52.2 hadn't even been taken, talk less of asking us to apply the rules of the House. We say that you should come by way of rescission. If you do that, it means that you are saying that ab initio it had been carried. And we said no, that ab initio it was never carried. And that informed why we suspended the further consideration of the bill to today. But he refused and said that it has been carried. And we had no other choice but to come back and tell Nigerians that we cannot be part of that fake process where they are depriving Nigerians of their right to their result to be counted accurately. Because by electronic transmission of results, it will mean that it will guard against fraud. It will guard against rigging. And votes can count. But what they have done is to now discountenance our agitation that let there be transparency in the next conduct of our election. Secondly, the issue of PIB, the House could not come to conclusion as to whether it's 3% or 5%. As a matter of fact, the Speaker ruled yesterday directing the conference committee to go back and review it and ensure that they stand by the House position, and which the House position is 5%. Now we are also hearing, even when it's not in the other paper, that they want to smuggle it in and pass it. This is the unfortunate situation we have found ourselves. It has never been this bad, where you can go ahead and consider a report where you do not have a quorum. So for us, whatever they are doing there is a nullity. And when we return back, we will continue with this agitation and ensure that the right thing is done.
According to NCC report, he said 119,000 polling units. 119,000 polling units in 2018. That is 3 years ago. Now, 3 years after,
no, they had one.
or as at that 2018, they had a coverage for 108.
109,000.
No, 109,000, sorry. Meaning that it was only 8,000 polling units that were not covered. That for me presupposes over 90% coverage. Two, the reference that he made about the level of, he said that we have 2G and 3G. Each of these frequencies has capacity to transfer data. It is very clear. So what we are having essentially is rule of men, and not rule of our rules.
Yeah. Okay, let me take that point further as a professional in the industry. First and foremost, when you talk about 3G and 2G and LTE, which you failed to mention, these are technologies that have to do with transmission by the internet or broadband, like we talk about. Now, transmission of results does not have to be by broadband. And I'm surprised that somebody who's supposed to be a professional in the NCC does not know that difference. This USSD function that we use just uses GSM network. That is all that we need, like text messages, like SMS messages. That is all that we require to transmit a result. We don't need internet service. And we have more than 90% coverage of that. And what leader was saying about the USPF, this is something that this House has to investigate. In 2006, the Universal Service Provision Fund started to collect 2.5% of the profit after tax of the telecom operators till date. And their function is to be able to provide coverage in underserved and unserved areas of this country. Nigerians need to know, what has USPF been doing? If in 2018 only 8,000 polling units were not covered, by now, obviously, you know that the telecom operators on their own have covered it. And if they say the operators have not covered it, USPF has enough funds, and as a professional, in 6 months is all it takes to cover 8,000 polling units. So there's absolutely no excuse for them to say that we cannot deploy or transmit results electronically. And I challenge the EVC of NCC to a public debate. I will personally be there to provide technical explanation and proof of what I'm saying.
ASCII, simple light data, it can go over any frequency. That is not arguable. The fact that they are telling us to inform us that they can only use 3G or 4G, that is a false information. And also, the fact that we have satellite communication, it could also be a backup that we can use for areas that there are no coverage, if there are any. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Because by walking out clearly shows that we are disappointed. We are disappointed in the action of the chair of the Committee of the Whole, which in effect is the Deputy Speaker, Idris Wase. Because even when, and secondly, this has nothing to do with minority caucus alone, because Honorable Faleke also brought an amendment in agreement to our belief that results should be electronically transmitted. So it has nothing to do with only minority. And where it's not possible, you use manual. That was his own amendment. So the two were rejected by him. And even when we call for a division, rejected. After all, in Senate, where they could not agree, there was a division, and they were allowed to vote so that Nigerians will know those who do not want transparency and those who want transparency. So we are disappointed totally. We are not hiding it. The Deputy Speaker arrested the rules of the House and the constitutional provision for fair hearing and the right to express yourself. Thank you.